podcast. This month is Guilty Pleasure Month. And so we're each going to pick a movie that is our favorite, that guilty pleasure. And it was hard to choose. Like I said in last week's video, it's hard to choose because some movies are not bad enough to be guilty. They're just not great movies.
It's a subpar movie, but it's actually enjoyable, so it doesn't count as guilty pleasure. Means it's a legit bad movie, but I like it anyway.
There's nothing to say good about it, but it's just enjoyable to me for specific reasons. And so that's why it's kind of hard to find like the specifics of what's what. But I'm starting out, and I chose The Fifth Element because we watched it so much as kids.
All the time.
Like, it's such a quotable movie.
Beautiful.
And the fashion throughout the whole thing. Even though the entire movie's fucking sexist.
As hell.
And it's really gross.
Yeah.
But the fashion is amazing.
Luc Besson, as a writer, has some problems. As a person, he has some problems. And these come through in the way his films view women. Is a little bit...
I say the fashion's great because it is really good. Like, it's like, you look at it and it's like, wow. That's actual fashion, not just costuming. That's
futuristic fashion.
Yes. Futuristic fashion.
Not
but
like
the problem
in the Jetsons or something.
Is that every single woman in this movie is like sexy, gross, like objectifying fascism.
The term here...
Fascism?
Fascism.
Fascism.
The term that we need to bring up is sexy lamp. Mm-hmm. It's a writing technique where a woman exists purely as window dressing. She is just there to be pretty. She serves as much functionality in the film as a lamp. She has no...
And serves McDonald's.
Her being there has no purpose in the plot. She's just there to look pretty. And this happens constantly in the Fifth Element. The stewardesses, the ladies working McDonald's.
Yeah, I gave a speech at a conference that I literally went through and named all the different women in the movie and showed they were all sexy lamps. Questionably, even Lilu herself, the Fifth Element. And I showed how even in the poster of the movie... The Fifth Element, who is, by the way, the titular character, the title character of the movie, is in the background with half her face in shadow, and Bruce Willis is like the main feature. And yet it's the movie called The Fifth Element, where the Fifth Element saves the fucking world.
Fifth Element,
Yeah. So it's just kind of like, why?
That's the biggest problem with the movie, is just the sexism. Because it's not only sexism in the way that they show you women and how they think women are going to be in the future, but it's also sexist in the fact that it's called The Fifth Element. It's about her kicking ass. She kicks so much ass the entire film. She's supposed to be the one that saves the world. And then Bruce Willis ends up saving her at the end because he's the fucking man, and that's what you do.
The dude has to be
the dude has to save
her.
And
it literally makes no sense. Okay, let me explain in case you haven't seen this movie. We meet the Fifth Element as her female, like, human form, right? She busts out of, like, prison, basically, jumps off a building, dives, like, 30 floors through the roof of a metal cab, living to tell the tale, but immediately after that, she's a damsel. She passes out. Bruce Willis has to save her. He takes her to find the priest guy to be like, what's going on with this whole Fifth Element thing?
To be fair, even though she survived that, I can understand
it's still
her
a fucking hard
hit. Honestly, it's the end.
No, she lasted for like 10 minutes. Remember? They had that whole driving away sequence.
Yeah, it's only after they're hiding in the
fog. Yeah, it's only after they stop, finally.
That
maybe
could
her
also have been
adrenaline.
Adrenaline,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But
okay, so let's talk about the plot from the beginning, because this movie is great. The plot is great.
Is it?
I love the plot.
Every 5,000
years. Okay, there's
why?
Okay, here is the problem.
Literally
with the plot.
not.
It's very Earth-centric.
You can't say why with magic shit.
You're living... This movie is set in a future where the Earth is part of the Intergalactic Federation of Planets. There are plenty of planets. There are so many universes. There are aliens everywhere.
Shattering next to me.
Sorry.
I was Maurice Mossing, actually.
And yet,
the universe.
The Earth is the center of everything.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth is the important planet. Epicenter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's this anger in space. It's pure hate. It's pure evil. It has no name. It just exists out in the universe.
It grumbles in the distance.
It grumbles to kill.
Actually, his name is Mr. Shadow, and he's offended.
His name is... He has a name when he talks to Emmanuel Zorg, who is the technical bad guy in the film.
And he makes your nose bleed.
Ooh! Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman plays Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg, who is basically Darth Vader to the evil's Palpatine. This is the way that things balance out in this movie.
In case you haven't seen Star Wars,
what she said was, "This is who Jeanette is."
Okay, so
Zorg is the Sauron to the Sauron. If you understand what I'm
saying,
reference. He's kind of
the big bad evil in space is the evil we have to stop, but he's not the primary antagonist in the film. The primary antagonist is Gary Oldman, who is working for the evil in space. For stupid-ass reasons. The evil in space wants to destroy all life. If the evil in space destroys all life, how are you going to spend your money, you stupid fucking mother? It's okay.
Yeah, but he thinks he can get on his side.
He thinks he can...
He's Timothy Spaulding, and it's not...
I mean, I was thinking from The Mummy, it's better to be on the devil's right hand than his way.
Maybe that's what he's trying to do. I don't know. It's stupid. The guy wants to destroy all life.
Because, I mean, they get on a plane and leave the Earth, so if they're just going to destroy Earth, why don't you go
He's going to start with Earth and epicenter out.
Paradise your way out of danger. Well, it's kind of stupid.
Okay, so
there's the plot.
This movie is a guilty pleasure for fucking reason. It's not exactly sound, but there's Bruce Willis.
Corbin Dallas.
Mila Jovovich is wonderful. I have always loved her. I've never found anything where I didn't like her. Even in that fucking Hellboy movie, which, don't get me started on Hellboy. Mila Jovovich was the saving grace for that thing.
She was even good in that Three Musketeers movie.
Well, just speaking of Hellboy,
I hated that movie.
Yeah.
And the music was terrible.
It was very flawed, but Mila Jovovich was cool. It was cool watching her.
Yes.
She's always fun to watch. She is very intense. She has
And then there's also Bilbo Baggins.
Ian Holm. He plays a priest. His name is Vito Cornelius. And he is the space priest of this ancient religion. We got to talk about the ancient religion. Okay.
So it starts in Egypt.
It starts in Egypt in 1900 something.
Aziz Light!
That's the number one reference that I think we pull from that movie. Is that one. Well, anytime that we need someone to turn on the light, we fucking say that. It's ridiculous.
Luke Perry is there. He is the assistant to the archaeologist, who is Frank Pickle from The Vicar of Dibley.
Of course.
And Frank Pickle is looking at these
oh my God, you're right.
Yeah. And he's like, oh my God, look, there's going to be this great evil coming from somewhere. And it has these 5 elements fighting against this. And the 5th element is
this ridiculous...
Yeah, it's this prophecy that the evil is going to return.
And you're supposed to just trust him because he can read hieroglyphs, so fuck it, he must know.
Look here, and Billy is...
Every 5,000 years, a black hole like a door is opened. And the evil comes, spreading chaos and destruction. I don't know if you can tell that it's some fucking monologuing.
It's great. He's explaining what's going to happen, and Billy is, Luke Perry is kind of like, whatever, I don't care. But then the aliens come, the Mondashiwan. They are the ones, the keepers of the stones, the keepers of the elements.
And then they murder the professor. They look
like giant armadillo turtles. They're delightful.
Oh my God.
And they come in and they're like...
With fingers for keys.
With fingers, they have key. And they come in and they're like, we have to take the stones because there's going to be war. It's right before World War I. It's stupid. But he
keep like, shouting out how much it's
stupid. We're going to take the stones away from Earth, even though they need to be on Earth.
No, can I borrow you for a second? Okay. Do you think the Nazis are going to shoot down this wall of hieroglyphs? Yes. Like, I want to know what's behind the wall. Like, are you insane?
Well, the Nazis destroyed a lot of stuff.
Just stupid
stuff. I'm just saying, there's a chance.
Whole movie.
There's a chance.
Why are the stones being kept on Earth?
Why
if the Mondashiwan come back anyway, it's stupid.
There are some flaws in this
film.
So
stupid.
But they take the stones away.
Flying cars are fine, but the rest of this fucking film, I don't think so.
So they take the stones, they come back to give the stones.
She's still going.
I've got to explain this.
Me.
The problem is they come back to bring the stones back for the thing, and the president... Interesting.
I feel like the car's telling you to speed it up.
The president of the Federation is like, well, we'll give these guys a way through because Ian Holm goes, the priest, he's like, you need to welcome these guys, we have problems coming. At that point,
and then they just take his word for it because, of course, this random priest knows
priest
everything about international galactic politics.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And they get shot down because the Mangalores come, and the Mangalores have been bought by Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg. And... there's multiple kinds of aliens in this movie. There's so many aliens. Just go with it. And that's one of the things I do like about
heads.
Luc Besson.
That freaked me out as a kid.
Yes.
They change their heads. They can go from being regular aliens to humans.
Kind of like
just
when
shake it out. It's
when
really
Ethan
creepy.
Hunt puts on a mask in Mission Impossible, it's a total shimmy shimmy shake.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
was trying to think of what are the dogs in Ghostbusters? That's what they kind of look like, Mangalores. The
Oh,
the
yeah,
ears.
you're right. Mm-hmm.
But I can't think of what they
The
were called.
gargoyles.
The Zool dogs.
Was there a name for the Zool dogs?
I don't remember.
There are, but I forget.
The Zool dogs.
There was something. The Zool
That's
dogs.
what they look like.
Yeah. The
Mangalores.
gargoyle dogs.
But yes, they shoot down.
They shoot down.
And then the only thing to survive
is the hand.
Is the fifth element's
There's a single hand. They rebuild it because in the future we have science. And
yeah, in the future.
Just go with it. Just in the future. Just go with it. It's science that can rebuild a human body and bring it back to life, despite it being just a hand.
Yep.
And
then she's naked,
and turns out
the creepy guy was like, I want to take a few pictures of her naked body for the archives.
Mm-hmm.
That's our first sexualization.
Yeah.
She's been a human for 12 seconds.
She's been a human for 12
right,
seconds.
it's supposed to be funny because, haha.
Yeah. Because, haha.
And then she wakes up freaking out, screaming in an ancient language.
Kind of thing. And he thinks that it's unbreakable because they think it's unbreakable, but turns out she's the fifth element and can punch through. Yeah, so she does. She punches through.
Out.
She
breaks
breaks
out.
What's
going on, guys?
It's a really good scene.
Which, if you freeze frame that scene, you can see the little cutout.
Funny.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's a really cool scene. She breaks out. There's everybody screaming, and she jumps through the wall, and she makes out.
Which is made of aluminum foil, by the way.
Like space foil, like space blanket.
She just kind of cuts through it. Okay.
She runs out. She gets on the edge of the roof. The cops have helicopters. They're trying to catch her. But she's just like, swan dive. Because...
I'll live.
Yeah. And she does. She goes jumping through all these flying cars and she lands in Corbin Dallas's cab. Corbin Dallas we've already met at this point. He's a space taxi driver.
But he used to be in the army.
He used to be in the army.
And he was the best one.
He was such a good
But then
pilot.
he retired for reasons we don't know about, question mark.
Yeah,
coincidentally.
He's a sad, lonely man.
Because he
has
got
a cat and an ex-wife.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he retires from the army just because he's sad.
He drives a cab and he's only got like 5
people
points
throw
on his
themselves
license.
into their work when they get it. It makes no sense.
Well, and then he loses his job at
Depression
the end
works
of the
in different
day.
ways.
Zorg fires him because he was working for Zorg.
Oh
Zorg,
that's another weird.
Yeah, that's another connection there. But yeah, he's just driving his cab, doing his job, and all of a sudden Mila Jovovich busts through, and she doesn't speak a lick of English. She's speaking this made-up language that they've kind of Indo-Europeaned a little bit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the divine language, the ancient language, the language spoken before time was time.
Yeah.
So what they did was they basically reverse engineered it.
Yeah.
Where they have her saying things like Danko is thank you. You see, it's like German, like danke. Yeah? But then they say, when you say thank you very much, you say domo danko. You see how that's... They took Japanese, but they blended it with German, and that's the original language.
And it's a very fun made-up language.
It's very
fun. And Mila Jovovich, again, she's great. Mm-hmm. And the only thing she says before she passes out is Priest Vito Cornelius. And so Corbin Dallas
looks
takes
him up
her,
in the phone book.
Yeah,
they still have phone books.
They still have phone books in the
future.
He goes to Vito Cornelius, who is Ian Holm, who is Bilbo Baggins, and he says,
in that order,
and he says, "All right, this lady fell through the sky. Help me." And
long story short, I thought we should summarize more.
But she's got this tattoo of the four other elements on her wrist, and that's how come Vito Cornelius knows who she is. He faints. It's hilarious. It's a funny movie. Okay.
So anyway, fast forwarding.
Jeanette, take a breath, honey.
Let me just fast forward through the movie. So what happens is they go on an intergalactic journey because she has to get the stones to save the world, okay? So they go and find the stones from the Diva Plava Laguna, the blue lady, you remember that? With the singing. They put opera into this movie. That was interesting.
It's a great scene.
They blend opera with punching.
She's singing an opera song at the same time Mila Jovovich is kicking some righteous
ass. And honestly, the cool thing about it is she's like prophesizing what's going on in the other room.
They're connected because the diva has the stones in her stomach.
Mm-hmm.
So her and the fifth element, they're kind of feeling each other.
Yeah, because you literally hear her say, she's singing in an ancient language or an alien language, but she says, "I found it." Right when they flip back to the Mangalore going, "I found it!" And it's like, oh shit! She's telling you that story. And then, so long story short, they have to try and get the stones, but Zorg is on them the whole time, and he tries to murder them several times.
Zorg has been paid by the evil to stop the stones from getting back to the temple. He thought that them exploding the ship on re-entry would do it, but it didn't. And
Yeah. And so long story short, they have to try and get back to the temple to save everybody. But by that point, let's talk about the most ridiculous scene in the whole movie, which is the part where Lilu, aka the Fifth Element, has been learning about humankind this whole time.
Yes.
She's been asleep for 5,000 years.
Yeah.
What has humankind been up to?
She's Wikipediaing her way
She
through the
has
dictionary.
been reading the dictionary, like learning, and she skips ahead to W, and deliberately, it's very dramatic, she types in W. A. R. Oh no!
And
Pictures of like bombs and
images
stuff.
of atomic
And it's like, I'm
bombs.
sorry, did you skip over the A for
Yeah.
atomic bomb? Did you skip over the B for battle?
Yeah.
Did you skip over...
Dumb.
The G for guillotine. I mean, come
It's
on.
very dramatic.
Like-
She's really good.
She
Like,
She does a good
starts
job.
crying. She's really good, but the scene is a little bit ridiculous.
It's a little bit. I
Little
mean,
bit.
I completely.
She's a warrior.
understand.
You think she didn't
She
murder
is, you
people
think.
this whole time? You
Yeah.
think she hasn't done this exact same thing?
Yeah, well,
She's a one-woman war.
Does she remember her past lives? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Her fighting might
Well,
just be her instinct
That's another
as
problem
the
with
Fifth
the
Element.
movie, though, is her born again yesterday, whatever. That trope where it's a full-ass grown woman, but she's got the mental capacity of a child. And that's a trope that is in so many fucking movies because men like to feel needed.
More powerful.
If she is,
So let's take the supreme being, the ultimate
Yeah.
warrior who can punch her way through
she's
walls.
supreme, but she's
Right.
naive.
But
But
let's
she
make
needs
her
the
She
help.
weak.
needs guidance. She needs.
Yeah.
She needs.
And that's
someone
spoilers.
To,
That's the end of the movie. She's supposed to be there solving everything, but she's having this mental breakdown about what's the use of saving life when you see
because
what you guys
women,
do with it.
they be emotional.
Yeah, and so he's like, no, there's good things that we're saving love. I've never been loved before. And he's like,
Yeah.
but it's okay because I love you.
Obviously, you have to be
Oh my
loved for me to
God.
make everything worthwhile,
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
And then Bruce Willis makes out with her for a second,
Yeah.
and then she goes, beam of light,
Yeah.
that she seems to be not in control
They
of.
successfully destroy the evil as it comes at Earth because Corbin Dallas
If a
loves
giant ball of death has entered Earth's
It's already
atmosphere,
entered the
I'm pretty
atmosphere.
sure we're done here. But
Yeah.
no, they're like, no, it's fine.
Even it stopped. We have another moon, and it's just right there outside of the atmosphere.
Is that how we got the first one?
That must be how we got the first one. Because
Surely
every
they can
5,000
move
years,
it. If they have all this shit to go like
they
in
can maybe
space,
shove it
they
away,
can
shove it back
away.
into space.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wait, so she stops the meteor, but she doesn't stop him, does she?
she stops. Zorg explodes. Zorg is on Flossed in Paradise.
No, Mr. Shadow.
Spoilers.
That's the evil.
The Shadow was evil.
He was coming.
That was, yeah.
Okay,
That
I
That was
thought
him that she shoots.
so.
and-
He
Yeah,
was the meteor.
I'm not far now.
I was thinking like he was a black hole and that he
No.
shot a meteor towards me.
No,
That's
that's
what my
no.
brain was.
That's
Because
him,
you'll
just-
recall, every 5,000 years,
Evil
a black
returns.
hole, like
Like
a door, is
and
open,
the evil comes
and
through.
evil comes spreading
Yeah,
chaos.
the ball of hate in the universe. That was the bad guy. That
Where
was,
are these other balls of hate?
I think.
Why do they only come out once in a while?
Dinosaurs are gone.
I don't know. That's how come. I guess.
It's, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
movie.
So there are questions in this movie, and then we didn't talk at all about Ruby Rod.
Ruby Rod.
fuck's sake.
okay. Daphne does
Chris
not
Tucker.
like Chris Tucker. Daphne thinks
I-
Chris Tucker is annoying.
I like
understand.
Rush Hour 2, but
If there
He's just
was
kinda annoying.
a space DJ.
even in
the
fucking Pulp
future,
Fiction, he's fucking annoying.
honestly, there are some radio DJs now that
I
kind
think
of
it's
fit this
terrible.
bill. I can see
He did well in this movie
Yeah.
because the character is so fucking flamboyant.
the character's
The
so,
character is in a
Yeah.
full leopard, tight as you can get onesie, and he's got foam
With a
for
matching-
hair,
A matching cane.
and he's got a matching
With the
cane
mic in
with
it.
a microphone on it, so he can jam it in your face. And
Because
the character
radio,
is
yeah.
very exciting. It's very, he does a good job
He's
because the
exuberant and
character's
eccentric,
good.
and he's very, and
But
it's
it's Chris Tucker.
it's fun being with him, watching him. He's live blogging this attack on the Flossed
He
in Paradise.
screeches the entire
It's
time,
so
and
great.
it's funny every
He's
time
so
because
committed.
he's a man. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
No,
funny.
it's so he's so
it's
committed.
funny because
No.
there's this radio DJ who is not prepared for this at all.
Exactly. He suddenly threw it into galactic battle. And then you got Corbin Dallas
Corbin-
being like, I'm
Corbin
going to
set
set
a
a bomb off.
COVID? No, it was not a bomb because all these hotels have bomb detectors.
And then the bomb.
And there's the bomb detectors, and he's like, oh my god. He's a delight.
He's
an absolute-
every human every step of the way. If we were
Yeah.
in that scene,
Yeah.
we would lean against that door and be like,
Well, he's the
that a bomb?
comedic element in a very, very serious battle.
yes.
You know what I mean?
you need him there to
So,
be.
yeah, he's
Chris Evans, not Chris Evans. Lee Evans was there. I'm sorry, wrong Evans.
Lee Evans, yes.
Lee Evans was there. Remember?
He was the
Guy from
sailor.
Mouse Hunt.
He was. Anybody else want to?
Oh, yeah,
Where did
yeah.
he negotiate
Lee
like
Evans?
that? And
Okay, fun story. Just
I
a
forgot
quick
his
aside.
name.
Lee Evans. I didn't know that guy was British.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen him in two things.
I knew that
I've seen him in
British,
this,
but I forget how.
No,
I've
only seen him in this, and I've seen him in Mouse Hunt. And then I saw him on like the Graham Norton show, and he was speaking English, and I was like, oh my god.
He had a British
English.
accent in there, something about Mary.
I've
never seen
I think
it
his character was faking it
heard it was
though.
awful.
I think no, it's not awful. It's pretty good.
You like it?
Like I don't like it.
I
but
think
it's not
all I
awful.
can remember about it is pretty awful. So
It's
I'm
not.
just gonna say
It's
that.
not god awful.
I'm remembering some pretty god awful.
There was some.
The point
pretty
is,
god-awful moments.
Lee
but it wasn't-
Evans is in this movie, and he's a sparkle of joy in this movie. He's just like, we're sending somebody in to negotiate.
Yeah, and then Bruce Willis walks out, and the first thing he does is shoot the leader right in the face. It's great. And
everybody else wanted to
well, the thing about Mangalores is they follow the leader, and if the leader gets taken out, the other Mangalores don't know what to do, and so that's Corbin's plan: is I've got one bullet, I'm going to shoot him in the face, and we're going to rock on with our lives, and he does.
But that's the thing. It's a very masculine movie.
Yes.
It's a very action shoot 'em up movie. Halfway through the movie, that's literally. I mean, even before that.
but it's fun to
then
watch.
they put in the romance as if it makes up for the sexism towards like, oh, if we put in romance, then
Well,
you know.
the Diva Plava Laguna did actually serve a purpose. She is probably the most purpose-filled woman.
She gets shot in...
She
Spoilers,
gets
she gets
shot
shot in the
and
gut and
murdered.
dies.
She does get shot in the
And
gut
so
and
does that
dies.
other lady, too. And that's one of the major problems.
the
There
thing,
are no
yeah.
female characters other than Lilu, because, like,
Major soldier lady.
Major Iceborg is a
She
fat
has-
joke, and she's completely ignored the second she comes in.
Yeah.
Even though she's got a name, she never says a word of dialogue, and then they just shove her in a fridge and we
and
move
Corbin's
on.
mother is your typical...
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
typical.
the hag that calls him over the
Why
phone.
don't you talk to
Why
me,
don't you
my
talk to
son?
me anymore?
Why are you such a terrible son? I should have never given birth to you. That kind of voice. And
Right.
it's very stereotypical.
If you ignore all the sexism,
Yeah.
it's a fine film.
It's
If you ignore
fun.
every
It's
woman in
fun.
the movie.
You have to be like,
Yeah.
okay, there needs to be
Ugh.
a little bit more of an even keel from
But I
the
mean,
gender
that's
front.
why I chose this one as my guilty pleasure is
Yeah.
because
it's flawed. It's
People
definitely
love
flawed.
this fucking movie. It's so quotable, but it is flawed on the same. You know, you can't seriously say, "Oh, that's my favorite movie," because
Is it
it's,
really?
Is it really? You know, is it really?
It's so much fun. I understand
It is
why
a
it's
lot of
bright.
fun.
It's bright.
Colorful.
It's colorful. The visuals are incredible.
And I watched
The
that
celery-
movie. I watched that movie
Yeah.
so much as a kid that I would not eat cherries unless they were cut in half.
There's a scene where Zorg has this whole big speech about life doesn't really matter. Destruction brings fortune and stuff. And then he pops
brings
a cherry in
jobs.
his mouth. It
Yeah, he
creates
eats a
jobs.
cherry
And
and-
he eats a cherry and he chokes on the cherry. And then he's like, oh shit, I'm going to die. And Ian Holm has this really great speech about where's the robot?
As
to pat
he's
him on the
suffering
back
and
as
his
he's
blood
choking.
is going.
He's
and
like,
he
which
can't hear
button
him.
will save you? You know, obviously you need a person.
The
And he-
engineer, the children, maybe?
yeah, and he slaps the guy on the back, and then Gary Oldman has this line: "You saved my life, so I'll spare yours for now."
You're a monster, Zorg.
I know.
It's super good.
Zorg is great. Zorg is a
It's
fun villain.
Campy.
It's so
as
campy.
fuck. But it's such a good time. It's just really a good time.
It is an enjoyable
So-
movie. It does have flaws. It has a lot of flaws.
The whole plot.
The plot
pretty much
From the
everything.
beginning.
it needs some
If
tweaking.
you go for the actors,
so much
if
fun.
you go for like
Yeah.
the space effects
Yeah.
are pretty
the
interesting.
CGI is great.
Right.
I mean the practical
And
effects.
it's
oh my God.
futuristic,
Practical
but
effects,
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
90s futuristic, so it's a little bit on the dumb side. So it's pretty good. Like it's I don't know. It's
Visually,
it's a good
it is
time.
beautiful. It is an absolutely stunning visual movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, Luc Besson has
Oh,
done
and then
some
there's
lovely
even
work.
that lady that's an alien, but she has a clear skirt so you can see her thong underneath.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get the fuck over
Yeah.
yourself. Okay.
Yeah, every woman in the whole
Literally every single
film.
woman in the film. Yeah.
Even Lilu has
Check
that
out my cleavage.
Band-Aids
Check out my
outfit.
Well, y'all have seen that in cosplays. It's a very popular cosplay costume.
Yeah.
Lilo and bondage.
It's cute.
And well,
Like the fashion in this movie, even though it's sexist as fuck, it's good fucking fashion.
Yeah.
Like it's even the fucking McDonald's people. They have those terrible wigs. They look cute as fuck. Like
the stewardess uniforms were both classy stewardess and slutty space. So like it worked.
anyway.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
well.
yeah. I
So overall opinion though,
Overall
this one's gonna
opinion,
be.
I love
overall,
this movie.
Despite its flaws, it is entertaining. It is a great ride. Like it's just fun
Well,
to
I
watch.
remember like being little and being at like the first movie that I enjoyed, but also the dad actually enjoyed,
Yes.
and that we could watch it together. And even though I probably should not have watched
Probably not.
but
a lot of our
why
childhood
not?
was
There's
maybe
so
shouldn't
much
have-
in it that's just
Well, that whole
perfectly-
sex scene in
Yeah,
the middle
Ruby
was
Rod
just plain.
sleeping with a stewardess.
And not sleeping.
No,
Not
nobody was
sleeping.
asleep. Everyone was awake.
It's funny because it ties up
he's
with
having sex with a stewardess
the
on the way
airplane's about to take off, but also so is Ruby Rod. It's funny. They cut that scene on the TV. There, we were watching TBS or something, and that whole scene got cut.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I said, Dad, they could just cut that whole scene. And he was like, well, you know why? And I was like, yeah, I know why. So, yeah, it was very noticeable that they completely just cut the whole takeoff scene because it intercuts with sex.
Yeah. Kind of a lot.
A lot of sex. Very, very athletic sex. So, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
No. It's fine.
All right.
Anyway.
Sign off, girl.
Okay, well.
She was trying to. And then
I
you
know.
Don't be.
went off.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about one more thing.
I know.
It's okay.
You like Ruby Rod. Anyway.
He's enjoyable. He's entertaining.
We will
That's
continue.
what the stewardess
we
thought.
will continue with Guilty Pleasures next week. We're going to do it for the full month of May. Wow. Those are words. Coming out of my mouth. It's another
Okay.
film. But yeah, we're going to continue next week. And yeah, it'll be like this one. Let me know if you think, like, some people actually, like, love this movie so much that it's become, like, a cult classic. And that's where we were getting in trouble with picking movies, because some movies, people will fucking murder you if you say anything bad, even though they know they're bad. They will murder you if you say anything bad. And so I was like, well, Fifth Element, everybody likes Fifth Element.
Yeah.
So.
What was the Rotten Tomato rating or whatever?
The Rotten Tomato fifth rating, it was pretty good. It wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, well, yeah, let us know in the comments below any other movies you think we should do, any directors, anything. And we will see you next week.
Mm-hmm.
Bye!